Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This evening, this Wednesday, we will be discussing about the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And we are going to discuss about the Sri Ramakrishna's vision about the Sri Shiva Linga and also the Salagrama Shila. Before that, let us begin with this mantra. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. The last Wednesday we were discussing the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He was mentioning that through Atman alone, Atman is realized. Atman is realized through Atman alone. This is in the Kapila that we find that Sri Kapila Muni in his Samkhya philosophy, he is teaching us the Satkaryavada. This Satkaryavada means the cause and effect, a theory of cause and effect. The cause is having all those qualities that in its effect it will be. That is the Satkaryavada, or the theory of cause and effect. That is from the Kapila. And when we find from the sugar, if you made any sugar candy, it will be sugar only, it will be sweet. Similarly, when we say that this world, this universe is created by the Brahman or maybe by the God, it must be God. So, on the basis of that, the Vedanta says that each soul is potentially divine. So, obviously, it has the argument and very strong argument, and at the same time it seems it is okay, right? Otherwise, where from we came and why we are hankering for happiness. Now, who is the creator? The Brahman. Who created Brahman? They say no. It's evolved itself. Sukrita. So, Sukrita, that is the Sanskrit word is used, and then when they asked how we will know that it is the Brahman, some expression, something should be there. Then it says the Amritasya, Amrita or Rasa Vaisaha. Rasa means the happiness. It is the embodiment of the happiness or the bliss. Now, look at us, each and every one of us, we are running after the happiness, after the joy. Where from it came? Must be from the Creator. So, this is the point. It says that our Creator is nothing but Brahman, and if we have to realize that our Creator, we have to go back to the source. So, that is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, and we discussed it in the last Wednesday, Atman is realized through Atman alone. And today, the Sri Ramakrishna, this is the Hinduism. This is the ultimate of the Hinduism, that you have to become that Atman to realize Atman. You have to become God to worship God. Devam bhutva devam yajet. Look at it, it is a transformation. It is not some of the other theories or some of the practices. It is the complete transformation. Religion is nothing but being and becoming. Religion is nothing but realization, complete transformation. If we keep that in mind, then we will understand all other things that we think about religion are nothing but the practices. We are just trying to become religious. After the realization of the divinity, after the realization of the God, then only we can say that we are religious. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, as we are reading from the English page 802 and 803, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the English book, and in the Bengali book it will come 862 and 63. When the mind is annihilated, when it stops deliberating, then one goes into samadhi and attains the knowledge of Brahman. Now, this is the condition of realization of the Brahman. What is the condition? You have to completely stop the functioning of your mind. What is the mind? It goes on thinking, flows after flows, waves after waves, different type of thoughts are coming. Those who try to practice meditation, they always realize that different type of thoughts, even we never thought that we thought that, but that object also comes because from the past birth, from the past impressions, those things come. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. The chitta vritti, that all the waves or the thoughts that has to be stopped, that's called chitta vritti nirodha. We have to stop the thought waves, and that is called yoga. Now, the thought waves comes from where from we think, because when we see, when we hear, and when we touch something, that those knowledges that comes in our mind and we start thinking. So, these are the things. Now, here the condition to realize Brahman, that you have to go to the samadhi, and this samadhi is nothing but forgetting everything of this world. And how that is possible? When we stop functioning of the mind. You know, friends, every time, every day, every night, we can say we are actually experiencing it unknowingly. When you go to sleep, our body becomes completely unconscious. We are not aware about the body. As long as we know that I am sleeping, I am actually not sleeping. When I forget that I am sleeping, the body is there, I forget, then our mind start functioning. And in that mind, different type of dreams comes. In the sleep, the first stage, we forget the body. Second stage, we are in the mind, and in the dream world, we see so many types of dreams, and there, without body, everything is just like the real. Then a time comes when even that also ceases. And when we don't see the dreams, what happens then? That is called the Atman. That is called the consciousness. That means without the mind, without the body, I remains. See, it is not that somebody is coming and dictating us. It's through experiment. Every day, every one of us, if you are consciously sleeping, you will find this. That a time comes when even I don't dream where I go. I remain there. In what? In our consciousness. Then what is my experience? Happiness. When I come back from the sleep, then I say, oh, today I had a wonderful sleep. No one complains about it. They always say, I had a wonderful sleep and very restful sleep. This is the happiness. So, what is Atman? Consciousness. Where it remains? When there is no body, no mind, it is there. And how we experience it? Through joy, through happiness. And this is just clear. And from there, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is taking us in another. So, this is the Advaitic decision. Atman is there, Brahman we call it again. The Brahman is also there. Atman or Brahman is all the same. But sometimes we call it Jivatma, that is individual soul. And Paramatma, that is the source of all individual soul. Again, the Advaita will give the example that the sun is reflected on many water bodies. Suppose there are 100 pots are there full of water, and the sun is reflecting on 100. Does it mean the 100 suns are there? No, it is one sun. The Jivatmas are millions, trillions. But the soul is one. All are reflecting. All the reflection that we see, that is called Jivatma. It is not true. That's why one person when dying or getting the liberation, not that the whole world ceases functioning, no. So this way if we look, it is very simple way we can explain this, the Vedanta, that consciousness is there, the same consciousness reflecting on the buddhi, our subtle, that most subtle thing that we are having, that buddhi say that I, and from here the bondage comes. Though it is a reflection, that it behaves like the same. Sometimes the son of a powerful person, maybe a king, nowadays the great leader, their sons also start behaving like the father. He thinks that I am the son of the father, my father is the king, and I should also get all the respect and all the benefits as my father is getting. But he is not supposed to, but he thinks in that way. So that is the problem. We start thinking that I am doing, I am thinking, I am dictating, I am talking, I am performing, but who is this I? Reflection only. Suppose his father loses the job, he is no more a king, then what will happen to him? So same thing happens in us also. Our Creator, our Father, He is the Supreme, and that reflection has come on us. Now I have to go back to my Father. That is the source of joy and eternity. That Amrit, Amrit means eternity. And this Amrit that we always talk about, this eternity that we talk about, is possible when we become the Atman alone. Now this is the passage, this is the path of knowledge. By this way we can go over there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is insisting, as always the Upanishads also, they always say you must realize this. Here stands the religion. You know, we are very comfortable when they say, well, you call on God and God will protect you. Oh, that is good. How many times I have to call? 2 times will, then they are very happy. But not that. You are God, whom you are calling. But now you begin thinking that God is separate, and you go on calling and meditating and praying and worshipping. Then the time will come when you will find that you are that. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, looking at the young Naren, he is telling, what will you gain by merely being intuitively aware of God's existence? Oh, God is there, I am aware of God, I pray to God, I worship God, I visited the holy place. These are all basic, very basic thing that Sri Ramakrishna is telling. What is that you are going to gain? A mere vision of God is by no means everything. Mere vision of God. Then when you see the God, you have to bring Him into your room. You have to talk to Him. Now when He is saying like this, you have to talk to Him, and to bring, this is a duality. Just now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned that pure mind, pure buddhi, pure Atman are same. And to realize the Atman, you have to be Atman. Only Atman can realize Atman. This is the Advaitic point of view, Advaita, no duality. I repeat again and again because so many people are there and this is Sanskrit terminology, a little difficult. So, Advaita, that means no to, or means negative, Dvaita two, no two. What remains? That. They never say one even. If you say one, immediately conception of two comes. They say not two. Then what remains? That. That is one thing. Again, this Hinduism, that is the beauty of the Hinduism. They immediately they say, okay, if you can't understand that, and it is not possible for the beginner, so start like this. You have to talk to God, see God. That's what Sri Ramakrishna's terminology. He says, you have to bring Him into your room. You have to talk to Him. Then he said, some have heard of milk, some have seen milk, some have drank milk, and some have seen the king, but only one or two can bring the king home and entertain him. This is very important. In the Upanishad it says, Iha ched abedit atha satyamasti, nachet iha abedit mahati binasti. You have to realize God here and now. If you can't, you are losing a great thing, because the human birth is the most precious thing. And after being born as a human, then by the grace of God, and also for the good karma that we have done in our last birth, we have the desire to see God, mumukshuta. And we have God also a great teacher, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Now, even then, if we can't realize God in this very life, that's very sad. So that's why the Upanishad says, Iha ched abedit atha satyamasti. And to realize God, what should we do? Only one thing. You have to stop thinking about this world, that's all. And what is that world? Nama Rupa. So Hindus, they always make very, very simple. It's the Nama, the form, and the name, and Rupa, the form. So name and form. What is this world? Only name and form. Nothing is there. And we see, oh, this is that our heroes and heroines in the movies. Nama and Rupa. Nothing is there. But the way that is presented to us, and we all young minds, they always think we should become like this, we should become like that. And that is the problem. You have to go through understanding that this is there, but this is not real. After a few days, all will go away. So why I should hanker up to that? Whatever is necessary, I should do. That much, not going to get involved into it. So that is the way we have to. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning to him, you have to bring the king to your house and you have to entertain him. That means you have to bring the God into your heart and you have to see him, talk to him, and you have to transform in that way. Master Mahashaya, the recorder of this, went to Ganges to take his bath. It was 10 o'clock. Sri Ramakrishna was still talking with the devotees. After finishing his bath, returned to Balaram's house. Now all these people, they were in the Balaram house because the car festival. So obviously they all assembled over there. And we can see the picture. It was 10 o'clock. He came out. Those who have visited that Balaram house and know that locality, they know it is not very far. The Ganges is, you have to walk a little, maybe 10 minutes walk, and you reach to that Ganga. So nowadays, lot of houses and buildings and all that. In those days, it was you can understand. You can imagine. There's a lot of trees were there. So you are just going to Ganga. After bathing, he came back and he saw Sri Ramakrishna still talking with the people. Why? That is the Avatara's work. Sri Ramakrishna used to go to house, talking people, transformation. When he came as Sri Ramachandra, his action was completely different. When that same soul came as Sri Krishna avatar to establish the dharma, actions were different. And same power has come manifested as Sri Ramakrishna in the modern age. Now we don't need to go for war or practice the weaponaries. It is only the transformation of the mind through knowledge, through practices. So the avatar also using the power according to the situation. Now the modern age, so obviously people will understand you. The Sri Ramakrishna is going and meeting the people, discussing with them again and again. And not only that, whenever he is visiting somebody's house, he will be sending the information to others. Why don't you come and meet me there, see me there? Some people will slowly start visiting regularly, and they were benefited. Others, sometimes they are coming, others occasionally. So different type of people according to their karma phala, according to their samskaras. So this is Sri Ramakrishna, and Master Mahashaya observed it. Those who know the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who know Master Mahashaya also, the first time he made Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna with one of his relative and also the friend of almost the same age group, he was Siddheshwar. In Bengalis they always make it short. Siddheshwar became Sidhu. This Sidhu took him there. And afterwards he never visited. Look at it, the person who was introducing Master Mahashaya with Sri Ramakrishna, he himself forgot about Sri Ramakrishna, never visited Sri Ramakrishna. He was happy with his worldly life, worldly duties. So here proves the karma phala. Master Mahashaya and the Sidhu, his friend, both went, met. Master Mahashaya felt, here is a very pure, holy person. I should come back, I should listen to him. And Sidhu told, let us go and see the flower garden. There's a beautiful flowers there. So he went, he saw the flower garden. So external and internal. Majority of the people's mind are entertained with the external thing. What is that external thing? The worldly things, name and form. Who created? God. But the God is waiting somewhere else. And he is very happy if somebody goes to him. So it is better to go to the Creator than to his creation. If you go for the creation, creation is limited. Creation is, after some time it will go away. It is not real and it cannot give the permanent happiness. Sometimes it can give for a short period of time. It will give the excitement, it will give the joy, it will give the happiness. And just to get that, people go after it. And that is why the scripture again and again says, have you not enjoyed it enough? Stop and turn back, look at it and see. So here he is saying, the Master Mahashaya, he is mentioning words of wisdom flowed from him. Now and then he narrated his profound mystical experiences to the devotees. The Master, I went to Benares with Mathur Babu, that landlord. Our boat was passing through the Manikarnika Ghat. Ghat means a place where usually the Hindus, they burn their dead bodies. Now the Ganga water is a very pure water. The Hindus, they believe in that. And on the bank of the Ganga, if they burn the dead bodies and the ashes that goes and mixes in the water, and they think that they are liberated. Liberation is always in the mind of the Hindus. They are not very much interested to go to heaven, because heaven is a place where comforts are there, joys are there. But Indian life was full of happiness, full of wealth at time. That's why a philosophy developed, not heaven. Heaven is a stopover. But main goal was the liberation, mukti. So nirvana, mukti, liberation, all these words that has come, all the three religions, major religion that developed on the soil of India, Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism, all they talk about nirvana, liberation, mukti. And occasionally they are mentioning about the heaven, Swarga. This Swarga or the heaven is not the main place to go. If you have done very good work, you will go over there, enjoy, and then again you have to come back. Because it is the karma phala, whatever you acquire, it is a limit. Suppose I have earned some money, I kept it in the bank, and then I started using that money without adding any more. So whatever it was there in that fund, slowly it will reduce, and one day the bank will say, sorry, we cannot honor your check, there is no more balance. So you have to go back to work on once again. Same way, we are going to heaven, and the heavenly, the abode is there. They'll say, okay, very well, you have done wonderful work, come and stay here. Enjoy the company of the holy people, sometimes also gods. The demigods are there. So happily you are spending over there, you are not earning any more. So what will happen? Your whatever you acquire, that will be exhausted, and then you have to come back again to the karma bhumi. What is the karma bhumi? This world. Swami Vivekananda said, this is the karma bhumi. You have to finish your job over here, and there is no way to escape from it. So you have to come back. In the Kathopanishad it mentions, Nakasya prishtate sukrite anubhutve imam lokam hinotaram vishanti. Sometimes even in the heaven they make some mistakes, so you have to go down and the other lives like the animals or reptiles. So that is the way we have to understand. This is the karma phala goes. That there are two ways to go beyond it. What are those two ways? One is the Jnana Yoga, another Bhakti Yoga. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is now teaching us Bhakti Yoga. Just now, and the last Wednesday we discussed Jnana Yoga. Now is the Bhakti Yoga. And he is mentioning, I saw Shiva. They went to the Benares, Kashi, and with the Mathur Babu, and boat was passing, and I had a vision of Shiva. I stood near the edge of the boat and went into samadhi. The boatman, fearing that I might fall into the water, cried to Hriday, catch hold of him, catch hold of him. I saw Shiva standing on that ghat, embodying himself all the seriousness of the world. The ghat is Manikarnika, where people's dead bodies are burning, and people's karma phala, again, according to that is there. But that is the Shiva Bhumi. So obviously they are praying to the Shiva. The Shiva is taking all their miseries, all their karma phalas, and giving them liberation. That's why Shiva is so kind, so gentle, so generous. People, ordinary people, they always like Shiva. He doesn't need anything. Even if you are not worshipping, he is happy, no problem for him. And ultimately, if you just say, oh, save me, O Lord Shiva, immediately his grace will come. That's the conception of the Hindus. And Sri Ramakrishna saw it that he is standing over there. Whoever is dying, dead bodies have come over there, he is taking out all their karma phalas, bad karmas, and giving them liberation. So Sri Ramakrishna saw that the bondages are breaking. Every evening, all Ramakrishna followers, they sing the prayer which was composed by Swami Vivekananda. The first line, Khandana Bhava Bandhana. Bhava Bandhana. Bandhana means the bondage. What bondage of what? This world. Bhava means the world. The bondage of the world. What is that bondage? The attraction for the world. Thinking that this is permanent, and that binds us. It is not true, but we are attracted to this. It happens to many of the people, those who have experienced in the mirages, in the deserts. The thirsty people, they want a little water. They start imagining that a few furlong away, there is water. And they run to that. And the poor soul, they find it is nothing but all everywhere dry. Again, after some time, they see the same thing. They run to that. Like that, they exhaust all their energy and they die. In this world also, we are constantly trying to get happiness. And we are thinking, if the people are appreciating me, I'll be happy. Thousands of people, young minds, they always think in that way. And they're trying to become these and that, thinking people clappings will come, people will know me, and I'll be happy. Nowadays it has become very simple. In the social media, you just put your own some stories, your picture, and 200 people will like you. So like that it goes. Similarly, people always running after that. And then those who are liking, those who are appreciating, they will also die, you will also die. Where will be your all these pictures and all that? Nothing will remain. When we understand this, we utilize the social media, but we are not bound by that. Oh, I will die if the people are not liking me. Sometimes some people, when we read about them, we feel sorry for them. They're intelligent people, good-looking people, but somehow they think, somehow I should be in the media. Newspaper should print my picture, they will send my photos. This way you can never get happiness. So this we have to understand. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that desire. If we die in the Shiva Kshetra, in the Kashi Vishwanath, he takes away all those bondages, those desires, and make us free. That is a very special place. Many people, they go even today. Many people, they will go, they will live in the Kashi only to die over there. But many of the stories I've heard, they were leaving. The one gentleman, he lived over there long 8 to 9 years. He was expecting his death, so 9 long years. Then something happened in his home back in Calcutta. So relatives told, why don't you come and see this granddaughter's marriage or something like that. And he came to attend that granddaughter's marriage from Kashi to Calcutta, and thinking that after that, once again he will go back to Kashi. When he came to Calcutta, he died in Calcutta. How you will explain? 9 years, death didn't come. But the only time he came maybe for a week. And that is the way. So that is why the Hindus, they believe, and not that the whole city, this only that our temple and the nearby area. That is in the Purana, they give the Shiva Purana, give the description of that. This is a very unique place, and people, they go over, even our old sadhus, they prefer to go over there to see. Some of the sadhus, not all, they like to go over there. Then one young monk, he was there, but the Belur Math, our authority, asked him to come back because he was young, but he was having some disease, and he was naturally, the doctor told he is not going to live for long. So he decided to be there, but the Belur Math told her, forget about all that, come over here, we will have the very good treatment and all. But anyway, he passed away in Calcutta. When he was passing, by that time he was telling, then I met him, he was my junior. So I met him and asked, what you are feeling now? The death is, within a day or two he will pass away. So what you are feeling now? Then he was telling, I told Lord Shiva, this time I didn't get the chance to die at your feet, but in my next life I should be there and I should die at your feet over there. Give me that chance. So that is the way people they think. Then I told him, so if you are thinking in that way, you are free. That is the Vedantic point of view. It is not the place, but it is attitude. But anyway, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning, I saw Shiva standing on the guard, embodying in himself all the seriousness of the world. At first I saw him standing at a distance. Then I saw him approaching me. At last he merged in me. So shall we go to Kashi or to Belur Math? Because the Sri Ramakrishna is the Shiva himself. The Sri Ramakrishna is Shiva. The only thing that we have to understand that religion is being and becoming. We have to become the Shiva. We need not to go anywhere. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself, he is the embodiment of the Kali. People, they worshipped him as Mother Kali. So we always make the confusion, the mother is the lady and the Sri Ramakrishna is the male body. How can? It's nothing like that. It's the spirit, it's the power. So obviously the Kali, the active power of the Lord, it is in Sri Ramakrishna. And again the Sri Ramakrishna himself is the Shiva. He talked about that. And then he said, God alone has become all this. But he manifests himself more in certain things than in others. God himself has made everything. But again, in certain things, manifestation is more. Master much to aim he is mentioning. Perhaps you do not believe in the Salagrama Shila. The Englishmen do not believe in it. Sri Ramakrishna used to call them, those who were educated in those days, Englishmen, because they used to talk in English, they used to like the English people, so the Englishmen. That means there is a modern attitude, and there, particularly Britishers, they didn't destroy our temples, Hindu temples, but they destroyed our faith. The Britishers were very shrewd and cunning. They understood to control this huge India as a subcontinent. Now, how you can control them? There's a few handful of Britishers were there. So you cannot fight against this huge mass. So what they did, through education, they developed a negative attitude about India. And 200 long years they did in that way. So naturally, generations after generations learned there is nothing in India. All our ancestors, they were poor and they were illiterate. Whatever the knowledge that we see, it is only coming from Europe, particularly from Great Britain. So by that way, they completely, as they call it, brainwash. So did that. And Sri Ramakrishna, using the word Englishman, he is actually hinting to that your brain has been washed. You have forgotten what is there in our tradition, and it was so worthy. Then he is mentioning perhaps you do not believe in the Salagrama. Englishmen do not believe in it. It doesn't matter whether you believe in it or not. A Salagrama should contain a mark of a disc and other signs. Only then can it be worshipped as an emblem of God. Sir, it's a Master Mahasaya is saying, yes, sir. It is like the fuller manifestation of God in a man with good physical marks, traits. Master, Sri Ramakrishna mentioning. At first, Narendra used to say that these were figments of my imagination, but now he accepts everything. Sri Ramakrishna was describing the vision of God when he went into Samadhi. If we notice, when Sri Ramchandra came, it was immediately after the Satya Yuga. The Satya Yuga majority, almost all, 100% people were Sattik people, good people. So truthfulness was just normal. So there was no problem. So avatara never came. God, after creation, it was the first creation, they all were pure. So it was difficult for the God even to put them into action, because most of them, they wanted to meditate, they wanted to go back to the source, and they never wanted to mingle up with these worldly things. That was Satya Yuga. Treta Yuga, when the Rajaguna also used. So people, they were having good qualities, at the same time they are very egoistic people. So the Bali, Ravana and many of the Asuras, they came. So it was necessary for God to come and to vanquish them, to stop them. And third came Dwapara, it was Sri Krishna again, the Lord Sri Krishna. And it was very difficult for Krishna to make people believe that he is God. So he showed so many different type of miracles right from his birth. Immediately after the birth, he was taken from the prison of the Kamsha. All the guards, they went into sleep, the doors became open, and his father carried him. Even he could cross the river walking. All these miracles and miracles in his life. Even then, very few people accepted him. He showed that he is God himself. But even then the Duryodhana said, this person is showing us the miracle, bind him. So naturally, it was not possible for the people to think that in the human body God is there. And after the Kali Yuga, in the present Kali Yuga, education advanced. People, the conception, ideas, thinking capacity advanced. Now the God has come in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. He is not showing the miracle, but he is showing the excellent form of religion, that is Samadhi. Those people, those who were educated, they understood what is Samadhi. So obviously Sri Ramakrishna is showing it again and again. Krishna, he is showing the miracles, at the same time his physical power also and his intellectual power. By that he was trying to establish the Dharma. And present age, in the Kali Yuga, though they say it is Kali, but at the same time people are very intelligent. The marks of Kali is fast. So that is why I think, this is my explanation, the Kali is riding a horse, and that means the gati, that means the speed. In the Kali Yuga, everything is very speed. From here to India, we go within 18 hours, but still we are tired. And think of this Swami Vivekananda when he came. 2 months it took, almost 2 months he came. And now we are going within 18 hours, we think, oh, if we could reach over there within 5 hours, that would have been. And the people are also thinking how to use the power so that we can reach the distant places in shorter time. Gati. And very intelligent, but very proud and very much attached to the body and the worldly things. So Kali is symbolized as mithya, falsehood. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has come to establish Dharma in this Kali Yuga based on Satya. So he came and said, the first thing, you must hold on to truth. And slowly people are understanding, each and every one, right from the king down to the beggar. Everyone is only telling lies. And the society has accepted it. So we have to go back. That is the dharma sthapana. We need not to kill them, but we have to transform them. How to transform? Developing belief. How to give them the faith, that belief? Not by lifting the mountain as the Krishna did, but by showing them the samadhi. The Sri Ramakrishna in his life, again and again, he went into samadhi. That is a unique stage where body is there, but the mind is completely absent. He was talking with people. He was standing over there in front of so many people. Suddenly that man, as if he is dead. In those days, the famous doctor, he came and he checked Sri Ramakrishna. There is no breathing. And then he put the finger on his eyeball to taste. Usually the people, those who are showing like that, but drama that doing, they will blink if something is coming near to the eye. Now, forget about that. He touched the eyeball of Sri Ramakrishna with his finger. There was no reaction. There was no breathing. But the man was alive. And he came back again normal. Then they started believing something special is there in this man. If we think that this is the miracle, that is miracle. He transformed the completely illiterate person in a Brahmagyani. Latu Maharaj, so he was from the Bihar, but at the same time, though he was not understanding anything as a literal way, but he realized that Brahman, he became the Brahmagyani. So these are the miracles of Sri Ramakrishna. Master Mahasaya is mentioning that he went into samadhi. And he is telling that Sri Ramakrishna was describing the vision of God when he went into samadhi. The devotees looked at him with fixed gaze. After a long time, he regained consciousness of the world and talked to the devotees. Sri Ramakrishna to the aim. What do you think I saw? I saw the whole universe as a Salagrama, and in it I saw your two eyes. The Master Mahasaya eyes, if you have seen his picture, it took big eyes. Now this Shiva Linga and also the Salagrama. The Shiva Linga, this is also a stone, as a very wonderful the round shaped stone, not completely round, it has a different shape. The Shiva Bhaktas, the Shaivites, they believe that is the symbol of the Shiva. And Shiva means the auspiciousness. And this Shiva, that's called Shiva Linga, this is the sign. Linga means sign. And who is Shiva? He is the creator. So that is the symbol of the creation. He is the creator. There was another group of people. They were Vishnu Bhakta. The Shiva clan and the Vishnu clan, two very strong flows were there in India one time. But the Indian culture mingled them together, and there was no bloodshed or any fighting. They were not liking each other, though the followers. But even then there was no fighting. Only one incident we can remember, and we give it in this way if we can think, that the Parvati was married to Shiva. How? The Shiva came to bathe in a part of the Ganga, and that was Haridwar. And the same place is also named Har Ki Pauri. Hara means the Shiva, and Hari is the Vishnu. So the two clans met over there. Then they decided, well, let us take both the gods together. So they made three gods, Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma. Who created Brahma? The God himself, and Brahma is the main creator. The Shiva is not creating. He is the source of that knowledge. He gave that knowledge to Brahma to create. Like the CEO of an office, he is doing everything. but he is not the owner of that office. He is not the owner of that institution. He is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. He is executing, like the Brahma is the Chief Executing Officer. But the Shiva in that way and the Vishnu, they are the owners, as if they are working through the Brahma. The Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, we always say Trinity, following the Trinity system of the Christianity, but it is not like that. Christianity Trinity is completely different. And this Trinity means three gods, and the Shiva and the Vishnu. Vishnu also having a Salagrama. Shaivites, they are also having a stone as a Shiva, and the Vaishnavites also having the Salagrama. And this is the Gandoki, that river in Nepal. I went over there. I had the opportunity once in a lifetime, you can say. It's a very difficult place to go, and you have to go to Jamsam and from there. But that young people still can venture to go over there. It's a beautiful place. The beautiful means no tree, nothing is there, all dry, constant, that strong flow of wind. But still that is the beauty, the different type of beauty. The other side of the Himalaya, you can say. And on the bank of that river and inside the river also, a different type of stones are available. Different marks are there on those stones. And that is called, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, that is the mark of the Salagrama. Shaligram, Shalgram, and different names they say, and that is found over there. The Salagram Shila is the representation of the Vishnu, and Shiva, it is different. So if you go to the Kashi, they are worshipping not the image of Shiva. There is a symbol of Shiva. There is also a stone over there, as a big stone, not very big, but that is also very nicely decorated every time they worship Shiva. So this is the Hinduism. They go for all the time the symbolic. These two strong clans, they came and mixed together. The Shaivite, the Vaishnavite, and they mixed and became part of the Hinduism. The Hinduism itself is the embodiment of so many faiths, so many beliefs, and so many practices. All are leading to the God. That is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna came, and he was representing Hinduism, and he said all paths are leading to the same goal. Now the question of faith, question of belief, is that particular stone just having some marks is holy? According to Sri Ramakrishna, it is. Because that particular mark, it is given by God, and if you are believing that, your faith will help you to realize God just by worshipping that stone. And many of the devotees, and particularly among the Hindus, Vaishnavites, they will be carrying very carefully, they will be worshipping that, and every time any big puja is there, celebration is there, they will be worshipping that. The Shiva and the Vishnu, they have their images, but at the same time they have these symbols too. The master is talking about that. Sri Ramakrishna, he was describing, and he said, I saw your eyes into that. The whole universe is that particular, as if the Shiva, that linga. And Sri Ramakrishna saw that it is creating. The whole universe is a Salagram Shila. Whole universe is within this. In silent wonder aim, and the devotees listen to these words about his inner experience. At this moment, Sarada, another young disciple of the master, entered the room and saluted him. Friends, we will stop over here, and if there are any questions, we will answer and we conclude.
So the first question is from Virendra Mujumdar. He is asking, what is Jivan Mukti, Sukha Prapti?
It's a good question, Jivan Babu. Birendra Babu. Jivan Mukti means you are liberated while living in this body itself. That there is a two ways of mukti. One is krama mukti, videha mukti, three we can say, krama mukti, videha mukti and jivan mukti. So krama mukti means slowly progressing towards the liberation. Videha mukti, he is liberated but not in this life. After his death, he will never come back. He will be free from the bondage of circle, that birth and death. That's called after the death. So, videha mukti. When the deha is not there, then he is mukta. But jivan mukta is living in this body, at the same time he is not bound by anything. So, our Shankaracharya, he mentioned the jivan mukti sukha prapti hetabe janma dharitam. One has born, the human being has born only to enjoy that jivan mukta. You are here in this world, at the same time you are completely free. So think about that joy of it. When we go, we can think in this way as an example. When we go to visit some place, we are staying inside a hotel, we are enjoying all those things, but we are not attached to those. Suppose some fixture in the bathroom is not working, the tap is not, the water is not coming. We just call the services and say, hey, they come and see, the water is not. Immediately that is their headache. I am not. But suppose it is my home, then it is my headache. I have to call the plumber, and in America plumbers are so costly. But anyway, you have to think about it. It is just like that. We are living in this world, but we are not bound in this world. That much. That is called Jivan Mukta. But not that some people careless, they only selfish people, they only live for themselves and not caring for anyone. That is not Jivan Mukta. They are very much bound. A Jivan Mukta, he is careful, considerate, compassionate. At the same time, he is not attached with anything. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna again and again, he said, when you are living in this world, live like the lady working in some rich man's house. Though she is claiming that this thing is our, this is my son, our Hari, our Ram, but she knows it doesn't belong to her. Her home is in that village, her children are different. So like that in this world, if we can live, it's called Jivan Mukta. Why not try that?
Vijay is asking, which is better for us to begin with? First, in quotes, not I but thou, or Aham Brahmasmi.
Not I but thou, that is also the path of knowledge, and Aham Brahmasmi also the path of knowledge. That means you are talking about the path of knowledge. But there is another path, that is bhakti. The path of knowledge is a valid path, but it needs lot of preparation to accept that path. But the bhakti, it is beginners also can start with the bhakti. And when you are matured, automatically the knowledge will come. So I will suggest you start with the prayer and in the bhajan, taking the holy name of God. If you have taken initiation, practice the holy name of God, repeat the holy name of God. By that way, purify your mind. Then you can afterwards, if you like, you can take the path of knowledge. So path of bhakti will be good for the beginners.
Satyamo Bhava is asking, I am a Bhakt of Shiva and I have my own likings to offer to Shiva. I offer Tulsi to Shiva, but all tell me not to do it. I am having a Bhakti's heart, I offer whatever I like.
That you can always do. and it's a free country, you are a free man, you can do it. But they say, that is called tradition. They say the Tulsi is associated with the Vaishnava and is a Vishnu. It is Billa leaf for the Shiva. These two clans, as I am telling, these two clans, they were all having the same thing, but different. The Vaishnavas, when they chose the Tulsi leaf, very, in a medicinal way, the Tulsi has a lot of value. Same the Billa leaf also, the Bale, that is also, I don't know that the scientific name of these two trees, but the Tulsi and the Billa, you can understand that you better, if you like, you can better offer Billa. And in Billa, Shiva is very happy. You can think of it. Thank you.
PJ has a two-part question. He is asking, when I meditate, is it okay to dissolve our body and visualize our Ishta sitting instead of our body? Question mark. Or should we visualize only in the heart chakra?
No, the heart chakra is good, and if you can visualize that there is no body, only your Ishta Devata is very good, just very good. So you can do that also. But be careful that after this meditation, you are feeling fresh, as if you have just had a shower, like that freshness should be there. And you should not feel happiness in your head. So otherwise, this is a very good practice if you can. As you are doing, it will be good.
Second part, when we lose someone very close, then it is very difficult to think it's only name and form. How do we overcome that?
That is, of course, is so difficult, so very difficult. Even naturally, our love, our affection, and we grew up together, we lived so many years, everything association, it is not so easy to forget. But we have to understand that this way, that we are traveling in a train, and both of us are just traveling in the same train, the same compartment. And as because we are traveling, so we became close friends. We were sharing our foods and our stories, and also exchanged the telephone numbers, etc., and became very close. Then his destination came, he got down. And I felt bad, but I should continue my journey, isn't it? Shall I also get down in that? And then where I will go, that is not my destination. So my destination is different than that person with whom I was traveling. If you think in this way, the pain of that segregation won't be so much. That is the way we have to think, and there is no other way.
Vishwarup Ghosh is asking, the 5 yogas can be done every day to remove karma phala. What are these yogas?
That's the 4 yogas. That is not 4 yogas. The one is jnana, another is dhyana, then karma and bhakti. Suppose in the morning you get up, and then after the ablution you go and show the incense sticks before the God, your personal deity, and lighting a lamp, chanting some mantra, sitting before him and taking the name of God. If you are initiated, whatever the name the Guru has given, you can take that name. That is bhakti. Then afterwards, you bathe and go out for work. That is karma yoga. Whatever the action work that you are doing, maybe in the office, maybe in your business, whatever that you offer to God as a service to God, and that will be the karma yoga. Then you read some books or listen to the talks, and you think about God. Yes, this is this, this is that. I like it. Maybe that I should practice it. That is called jnana yoga. And then a time comes when everybody is sleeping, it is dark. Then you sit and withdraw all your mind and put into the heart. That is called dhyana yoga. These 4 yogas, it is a total, we can say, the total package that the Swami Vivekananda has given to us in this modern age. And Ramakrishna Mission symbol depicted these 4 yogas. We all practice the 4 yogas. And that purify our mind. Thank you.
Shomen Das is asking, in Gita, Sri Krishna says that everything is predetermined by God and nothing can be changed. Then what karma can bring any change in our lives, as everything is an illusion?
So if you think that it is illusion, then you need not to do any work. But if you don't, you are thinking that is illusion but doing in your own way, that will be hypocritic. So that is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, it is true that everything is done by God. But if you can depend on God, then he gave the example like a small little baby on the lap of the mother. She knows wherever the mother will carry me and keep me, I will be there. She is not doing anything except calling mother. If you can do that in your life, I am not going to earn anything. God has given me the birth. God will bring food for me. I am here taking the name of God. I know the mother will come and give me the food. That is the wonderful, the condition, very high spiritual level. But how many of us we can do that? When we are hungry, okay, God may bring, but let me also try. So we go out. So then the God will say, okay, since you can move, you can do, you can think, you do yourself. So we should not be hypocritical. We are thinking in one way, working in another. No. It's better, oh God, you have given me the head and the capacity to think. Let me think, but you guide me. So that is the prayer. Oh, please guide me. And you know the God in the Bhagavad Gita itself, he said, how I help the devotees? Buddhi yogam dadamaham. I give them exact right time, the capacity to take proper decision. That is the grace of God. Sometimes people, they think, oh, God is not helping us. God is giving you that thought. That is called Buddhi Yoga. Pray to God, and whenever a pure thought is coming, take that thought and take the action. Thank you.
Srima Biswas is asking, how do we live in Kali Yuga?
The very good question, Srima. You know that I always think, as Swami Vivekananda said, with the birth of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the advent of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the Satya Yuga has started. And we are the usherers of the Satya Yuga. The only 100 years only passed, and this movement is taking form, taking shape. We are also in that movement. And what is that movement? Satya, truthful. And in this world at present days, in the name of politics, in the name of power, in the name of business, in the name of practicality, in the name of modernity, all untruth, untruth and untruth. So that is all the signs of the Kali Yuga. We, the admirers of Sri Ramakrishna, followers of Sri Ramakrishna philosophy, should try our best to stick to the truth. And that will be the wonderful blessings. And Swami Vivekananda said, this is going to happen. This flow will go. It will become more and more powerful. No power under the sun and above the sun can stop it. But whoever will help will get the blessings of God. So let us try to be in this flow and help the Lord to bring Satya Yuga. Thank you.
Prabh Ji is asking a two-part question. Why so many differences in Hinduism, which is taken advantage by others to do conversion, doing other kinds of bad mouthing? Like Hindus have too many gods. Hindus pray animals, trees, rivers. Hindus God promoted wars, many wives, etc. How Hindus survive, flourish in this type of situation? I see disharmony of gurus also.
That you are considering on the point of view of the modern time. But do you know when from Hinduism came? Hinduism, no one knows when it started. And there is no founder of Hinduism. Try to find out the founder. Who is the founder? Sri Krishna is the founder? Sri Rama is the founder? Who is the founder of Hinduism? It is only on the basis of the science. This is a long question and the answer. In short, I will say the Hinduism based on science, and it believes in transformation, not conversion. Friend, you are thinking that we will be abolished just because we are not having the power. Think of so many different type of forces and try to harm the Hinduism. In that particular land, the India, where it grew and where it survived, one after another, waves after waves came. But still, we are there. Hinduism all over the world. It is not, don't think that we have to fight with others. We have to grow in our own way, and all will be little by incising in that way. And if you compare with the ocean and the river flows so fast, but river is river. Ocean, you don't find whether it is having the tide or not, ebb tide or flood tide. But the river is river. Hinduism is just like that. Everything coming and mingling. Because of that freedom, Hinduism is sustaining. Now look at the world around you. When someone sitting somewhere giving a dictum, all Hindus should wear dhotis. Now here also in America, you have to put on the dhoti and then a shirt and a tie to go and meet in your office. And why that is? If you have to, they will say you have to grow the beard. Then what will happen? Freedom, without freedom, nothing can grow. Somebody sitting somewhere giving the dictum, suppose he is not a good person, what will happen? Can't you see around? Other people are suffering, other cultures are suffering. Is that life? Try to think. You are an educated person. Don't just think in that way. We survived 10,000 years. And we will be there eternally because it is an eternal religion. Don't be afraid. Some people, they go on giving different type of ways and making us hatred. Once the hatred is generated, don't think it will only stop by burning your enemy. After that, where the fire will go? It will burn your brothers also. And when there is no one around, it will burn yourself. Try to understand this. Don't think the Hinduism is weak. Those people who are thinking in that way, they don't have any idea about Hinduism. Hinduism is a wonderful, very powerful and huge concept. No one can do any harm. And the freedom is the strength of Hinduism. Each and every soul has the freedom to find out his own path. That is Hinduism. And that's why so many gods and goddesses. But we all go and say, God is one. So try to understand Hinduism properly, and maybe you are young, maybe you are excited. So try to understand properly and everything will be all right.
Omvir is asking, Sri Ramakrishna is Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu?
Yeah, of course. I also believe in that way. He is the embodiment of all gods and goddesses.
He's asking, is he Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu?
Or not or. It is and. So he is the embodiment of gods and goddesses. Sarva Deva Devi Sarupinnai. So when we offer the flower at the feet of the Lord, we say, Sarva Deva Devi, all gods and goddesses. Sarupa is the embodiment of. What is God, can you say? God is nothing but love and unselfishness. If it is so, the Sri Ramakrishna is nothing but love and unselfishness. And a different type of gods and goddesses names that we see, that is just because of our choices. If you go to the South India, they prefer little darkish color. The Krishna is dark, Ramchandra is dark, Shiva is dark, the Ma Durga is dark and all that. You go to the northern India, they prefer little fair color, and Shiva is also Krishna, Shiva, Ma Durga, everyone is that. And for us, the Hindus, there is no problem for us. Sometimes I say, in the southern part of the India, they worship the son of Durga, it's called Kartikeya. They say Murgayan, that is the name. He is having 2 wives. Then same Murgayan became Kartikeya in the northern side and the eastern side of India, and he is a bachelor. Is there any problem for us? So we don't really have any problem, because we know it is the way we think, but God is only nothing but consciousness and manifesting as love and unselfishness. Thank you.
So last question. Vikram is asking, how does Sri Ramakrishna's depiction of Shiva relate to his broader teaching about God's form and formlessness? How does this relate to his vision of Salagrama?
He said the Shiva, that is also the same way, and also the Salagrama. His main teaching is, it is relating to that particular symbol. One is a Shiva Linga, another Salagrama, depicting only the Brahman, and who is the creator, sustainer, and also taking back the whole creation within himself. He is all. But what he said, believe in the symbol also. And he said, Englishmen don't believe, whether believe it or not, it is. The symbol that the Hindus are worshipping as the Salagrama, as Vishnu, it is true. The symbol that the Hindus are worshipping as Shiva is also true. But both are nothing but that same consciousness. It, as I am again and again telling, as per your thought, as per your wish, as per your liking, God may be Shiva, God may be Vishnu, God may be Durga, God may be Kali, may be Ganesha, and that's why so many gods and goddesses. But does Hindu fight in that? No, because we know God is one. You know, the Americans, when they visit, one lady came and she was telling, I wonder, so many gods and goddesses in the Hindu temple. Nearby the Lemont Hindu temple is there. She was coming from there and told, in our church we cannot think of any other thing than that particular church idea. But that is the beauty of the Hinduism. That is why it says all paths are leading to the same goal. And that is the strength of Hinduism. That is the speciality of Hinduism. So friends, please remember it, and thank you for listening. One more question.
No, last, Shomin Das is saying, I want your phone number. Can you just repeat your email address?
My email address also you can take, and I think that he will give you the email address. You please write to me. Thank you, friends. Now the talk is 1 hour and question answer half an hour. So okay, that's good. I am very happy that you are carefully listening and you are so much interested about clarifying about the Hinduism. That's really, really good. So let us chant this mantra and conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.